What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another live episode of Lamplight City. Look at that. Still sitting in the bar. Really nice fire. We got a real nice little thing up there. Picture of the Cupid. Last episode, this guy asked us a question. He said, we quit the force. Why did you become a private investigator? Why didn't you leave all the detecting stuff behind? I don't know how to do anything else. I'll go insane if I don't. You're right. It isn't any of your business, so stuff it. I think I might go with the top one. I don't know how to do anything else. I don't want to go I'll go insane, because then you might think I am insane.
It's all I know. My grandfather was a cop. My father was a cop. So I became a cop.
Welcome back,
That's
Tumblr.
just how it went.
Oh, I hear ya. I come from 3 generations of butchers myself. But I broke the streak because I can't handle the sight of blood.
Oh.
If only that had been true in my case.
Now then, will you be wanting another drink?
I'm not sure. I've already had 2. I should probably be getting... Wait a minute. Patrick, do you hear something?
No, Miles. I don't hear anything.
Oh, man.
Neither do I. Another gin, if you please.
Coming right up.
The spirits quiet down the spirit's voice. That's what that lady told us. I stumbled my drunk ass home. Wait.
I must have taken a wrong turn back there. Hopefully Addie won't hear me come in.
A shadowy figure. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Excuse me, sir. Could you spare a shilling?
Sorry, I'm all out of coins.
Here you are, my good man.
You always were willing to help the less fortunate, weren't you?
Mm-hmm.
But perhaps you should start thinking about helping yourself.
Okay.
I beg your pardon?
Just look at yourself. I may be a beggar, but even I feel sorry for you.
Damn. Yeah, I know you. That's the guy that was on the top of the roof.
You. I know you.
Yes, that's right. I'm your biggest failure.
What are you talking about?
Come now, Miles, you're not completely stupid. You think finding and catching me is going to make things better?
Maybe not, but at least I have some closure. It has to. It can't continue like this.
Yes, I do. I owe it to Bill, and that's enough to make it worth doing.
That's very touching. But you need to face reality.
Uh-oh.
Let's say you do find me, and this grand chase finally ends. What do you do the next morning? You still have a dead partner, no real job. Your wife knows you've been keeping things from her. Even if you solve 100 cases, it won't relieve that empty feeling inside.
What's your point?
I'm all you've got, Miles. Once I'm gone, there'll be nothing left.
Bull.
So just admit it. You don't want to find me. Not really.
I do. Whoa.
Bad dreams?
You could say that.
My guy put on the same clothes as yesterday.
How many drinks did I have last night?
You're asking the wrong person. I was out after the first one.
It seems Miss Maxwell was right about the effects of spirits. Go figure.
Yeah, well, let's not make a habit out of it, all right?
I don't know.
It's empty.
Good riddance, I say. It's admirable just how... wouldn't you say it's time...
So? Addie,
Right. Brooding detective...
what are you talking about?
Never mind.
Okay, let's go talk to, what's her titties? Hi, Addie.
You're up at last.
Oh, yeah.
Is something the matter, Addie?
Oh, I see. You don't remember last night, do you?
No.
I guess I shouldn't be
I
surprised.
was hammered. It sounds like I'm in trouble. Whatever happened, I hope you can forgive
Whatever may have happened, I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me.
Remorse comes before forgiveness, Miles. You don't even know what you're apologizing for.
me. Oops.
Was it that bad? What exactly did I do?
It was nearly 2 when you burst in here, soused to the eyeballs from God knows where. I imagine you've probably forgotten that too.
No, is
You
that
were
the
muttering
angel?
something about peace and quiet, and then proceeded to relieve yourself on my begonias before stumbling into bed.
Charming. I salute you, O Vice Admiral of the Narrow Seas.
Good God. How embarrassing. I'm so sorry, Addie. I don't know what came over me.
I don't either. I've never seen you in such a state, and I pray that I never will again.
A bit off more than I could chew. It won't happen again. You won't ever again. It was a one-time mistake, I swear.
I swear to you, this was a one-time mistake. You won't see me like that again.
What possessed you to go out and get so drunk anyway?
I decided to stop taking the soporific. It was interfering with my ability to focus on cases. I thought perhaps having a drink or two would help me sleep, and I got a bit carried away.
I see. Well, I'm at least glad you've stopped taking that terrible medicine.
Yeah.
But trading it for alcohol? This had better really be a one-time occurrence.
Hope
Anyway, you got another message from Upton. It's there on the table, if you're feeling fit for the world now.
so. Yeah, I guess. Might as well. I mean, what the hell else are we gonna do today? A new case has come in, but the police are already investigating. Details have made their way into the newspaper. I won't be able to meet you at Rowan, so here are the details. The deceased is Desiree Lathan. Her apartment is at 840 Right Way. Good luck, Upton.
Huh.
What does Upton say this time?
That she can't meet me, and that I should go straight to the scene of the crime.
I wonder if that means the police have started to suspect that she's giving you these cases.
She also says news of this case has been made public, and the police are already investigating. Have you heard of Desiree Lathan?
Yes, there's something about her in today's paper. I didn't read the article, though. Where's the crime scene?
840 Right Way. It's not too far from here, thankfully.
You're sure you're feeling up to this today?
Yeah.
I'll be fine. The mental exercise will get me back to normal in no time.
Ooh. Okay, let's see what is going on. Harris baby found. Gasconian Grand Dame found burned to death. Desiree Lathan, age 63, was found burned to death in her home yesterday morning. Police were called to the scene by a neighbor who smelled smoke, only to find a grisly scene. Miss Lathan in her bed, body burnt to ashes. The circumstances of Miss Lathan's death are unknown, but the police have not ruled out the possibility of foul play. Lathan was born in Bretagne, the daughter of a wealthy plantation owner. She grew to become one of the most loved and respected of the Gascony Grand Dames. Although she had many suitors over the years, Lathan never married. An avid reader, writer, and poet, Miss Lathan had several articles published in a local newspaper and magazines. Residents of Gascony said they would miss seeing her in her brightly colored hats and dresses as she walked by. Uh-oh. And there's another third murder in Cholamondale, or Chum.
Well, this is shaping up to be quite the investigation. I should probably get a move on before the police ruin the crime scene any more than they already have.
Good luck, Miles.
Thanks, babe.
And stay away from the bars, would you?
Maybe. I'll just get one of those little small bottles. Let's go.
Have a lovely day, Addie.
I look forward to your return.
Shit-faced as usual, baby. You know it. Alright.
Looks as though we've arrived fashionably late.
Excuse me, sir, but this is an active crime scene. We can't allow members of the public.
Oh, this isn't just any member of the public, Kane. This is Miles Fordham. He used to be one of us until he killed his partner.
Wonderful. Officer Parsons is on the scene. It's a shock the apartment isn't in a shambles.
Good day to you too, officers.
Fordham? What are you doing here?
Looking for stuff. I see you got my jacket.
Captain Snelling. What a pleasure.
That's Chief Snelling now, Fordham. I don't expect you follow the workings of the department much these days, but I'd appreciate the proper address.
So nice to see that power hasn't gone to his head.
My apologies, Chief Snelling.
You haven't answered my question. What in blazes are you doing here?
I read about the case in the paper and thought I'd have a look. I figured investigating the crime would actually give it a chance in being solved. I just dropped by to say hello to my former colleagues. Uh-oh. I don't want to be a dick even though he's being a dick. I could do the first or the third one. Just drop by to say hello.
Just a social call. I wanted to see what my former colleagues were up to these days.
And you often socialize at murder sites, do you?
Usually, yeah.
This is an active crime scene, Fordham. Leave the premises immediately.
We could solve this case in no time if we work together, you know.
We don't need any help. Not even from former detectives. Parsons, I'm going back to the station. I want you to report the minute you're done here. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Now, don't get any funny ideas, Fordham. If you so much as breathe on anything in here, I'll have you arrested for tampering with a crime scene.
Oh.
Do I make myself clear?
Bite me.
Sure, whatever you say, Chief.
Keep your nose where it belongs, or you'll have me to answer to.
Oh no. The horror. Dick.
I suppose it's reassuring that even in this crazy, ever-changing world, you can always count on Snelling to be a complete ass.
You heard the chief. No snooping around. The sooner you get out of here, the better for all of us.
Judging by these books, Miss Lathan was quite the fan of poetry. Let's just hope her taste was better than Madame Dupre's.
Yeah.
No title. I doubt it's a diary. People rarely leave those things laying out in the open.
Yeah. Ass face.
You have to hand it to her. Miss Lathan certainly had a unique taste in fashion. I bet you could see her coming a mile away. Definitely too young to be Miss Lathan. Perhaps a relative?
Maybe. Take a boo at this letter.
Invitation to the Gascon Grand Dame's ball. It seems it was held 2 nights ago at the Gascon Supper Club. Might be worth looking into, seeing as it's our only lead right now.
Okay. Let's check our case book here. Clues. Investigate Desiree Lathan's apartment. Investigate Gascony Supper Club. Talk to Assface first.
Excuse me, Officer Parsons.
Clear off, Fordham. The chief doesn't want you here, and neither do I. You aren't on the force anymore, so you've got to respect the rules, just like every other citizen.
He'd be respecting my fist if I were alive, believe me.
I'm not trying to cause any trouble. I just want to ask a few questions.
Well, if it will get you to leave faster.
All right.
What can you tell me about Desiree Lathan?
Nothing.
Because you don't know?
No, because I'm not going to betray Chief Snelling's orders and divulge that information to the public.
Come on, Parsons, you know me. What harm would it do to tell me just a little bit?
Do I have to state the obvious? If it were up to me, you'd be in jail for murdering an officer.
Well, you're an
I wouldn't
idiot.
make such claims without knowing the facts, Parsons. It could get you in serious trouble. It'd be a real tragedy to see your career cut short and you back in the workhouse polishing airship rivets.
You
Oh,
don't scare me, Fordham.
I should.
Rest assured, the feeling is mutual. Have you made much progress on this investigation?
Did you not hear me the first time, Fordham?
No.
Drop it, before I have to arrest you for interfering with a police investigation.
You're looking well these days, Parsons. What's your secret?
Secret? I don't know. Maybe something about getting a good night's sleep without blood on my hands? Does wonders.
Ooh.
How long has Officer Kane been on the force?
I'm not one to gossip, Fordham.
That's only the second most hypocritical thing I've heard today.
Ask him yourself if you're so interested.
I will.
Why was Chief Snelling here anyway?
He's the chief of police, and this is an official investigation. It doesn't take a grand leap of logic.
Yes, but the chief of police never bothers with a crime scene unless it's of great importance.
Your point?
Does that mean this crime scene is, in fact, of great importance?
You're the investigator, Fordham. I'll leave you to work that one out.
That's all I wanted to know.
Good.
Decent biatch. Let's talk to this dude right here.
Begging your pardon, officer.
Yes, what is it, sir?
Oh, you're a fresh one, aren't you?
How long have you been on the force, officer?
2 months, sir.
And how's it treating you so far?
This is where I was meant to be.
That's good to
Yay.
hear.
Parsons mentioned you used to be a detective?
Yeah.
I was, yes, for 15 years. It wasn't always easy, but I loved every minute of it.
Parsons goes on about how he's got his eye on becoming a detective, but I don't know if I'd be able to handle it.
Is that right?
Yes. He's up for review. I think he's trying to impress Snelling to improve his chances.
Parsons wants to be a detective? Now I've heard it all. As if he needed more of a reason to be Snelling's lapdog.
Is there anything you can tell me about Desiree Lathan?
I'm afraid not. You don't have clearance in this investigation.
And there's nothing I can say to convince you otherwise?
My superiors would be very upset if they knew I was breaking the rules. I'm sorry.
I think the operative phrase in this instance is if they knew.
Yeah.
We need to find a way to get Parsons out of here. Maybe we should visit Upton at the station.
Yeah, baby.
Do you enjoy working with Officer Parsons?
I don't like to talk about my colleagues, sir. Especially when they're standing right over there.
I understand. Perhaps this isn't the right time to be asking. What was Chief's
Nothing more than a routine inspection of the crime scene.
routine inspection? But the Chief of Police only goes to extremely high-profile crime scenes.
I couldn't possibly comment on that, sir.
Thanks for your time.
Not a problem.
Uh-huh. All right. Let's get Upton. Yep. I'm going to the piggy station. Upton!
I didn't imagine we'd be coming back here in this lifetime.
No
Fordham, have you solved the case already?
kidding. Yeah, pretty much.
Don't I wish? I haven't even gotten started.
Well, I'm here if you need anything. Just be sure not to let Snelling see you.
Is he back yet?
He arrived a few minutes ago. I expect he'll be sequestered in his office today, so you shouldn't have to worry too much.
Good to know. Got a moment, Upton?
Yes, but
Yeah, I will.
I'm
Yeah.
having some trouble with Officer Parsons.
You and everyone else who's ever met him. What's the problem?
He's keeping me away from the Lathan crime scene.
Of course. He's one of the most loyal to Snelling.
Any suggestions for how I might get him away so I can look around?
I might have an idea.
Oh, baby.
There are several reported crimes that haven't been assigned yet, and Parsons is itching to prove his investigative chops. He'd probably abandon his post for a good enough lead and a chance to impress Snelling.
Upton, oh good, you impress me.
Department politics are something of a specialty of mine.
I love that name. Upton, oh good. Upton, oh good? Huh?
Have you been able to find any leads on Bill's death?
Have you?
Not yet, no.
I've been looking, but I haven't been able to come up with anything either.
Damn it.
There has to be a connection somewhere. Criminals don't usually just fall off the map.
Yeah.
I see the Gazette has caught wind of this supposed mass murderer.
Yes, Snelling has been positively fuming about it. Between that and the Lathan case being publicized on the same day, it's been a nightmare for the department.
Any idea how they got the information?
I don't think anyone in the department has spoken to the press. Maybe they just have some very good reporters.
Wow.
So is it serious? Should we be concerned?
3 murders is nothing to sneeze at, but all the victims have been men in Chumley. If that changes, then things might start getting urgent.
Uh-oh.
Isn't that just the way of things? You can bet they'd have already caught the bastard if the first body had turned up in Lyon.
And...
Back to work, I see.
Yes, well, the coffee shop holiday had to end eventually. I'm gonna have to find someplace else to meet you. The higher-ups are getting suspicious.
To be honest, it was a bit wretched there. I won't miss it.
Well then, Mr. Big Bug, you can have the honor of choosing the next place. Under a bridge somewhere, perhaps.
How about getting Parsons?
All right, these are the, as of yet, unassigned crimes. The body of a young man was found in the Hodgman River by the Gascon docks this morning. A woman in Chumley reported hearing a single gunshot in her neighbor's apartment last night. There was a deadly explosion at a factory in Worcester that may be linked to sabotage. And that's it for right now. Any of those strike your fancy?
Huh.
Tell me more about the body found at the docks.
An unidentified man in his 20s was found in the river near the docks. The dock worker who reported it said that the body was bloated and decomposing. It must have been in the river several days. Dr. Edwards performed a post-mortem and determined the cause of death to be a blow to the head.
I see. Certainly leaves a lot of questions.
Do you think Parsons will be interested?
No, let's try
No,
another one.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's hear about the gunshot.
Ethel Williamson reported hearing a sound she described as a single gunshot coming from her neighbor's apartment last night. She said she had been hearing arguments over the past several weeks, and there may have been domestic violence involved. When she knocked on the door, she got no answer, but she said she noticed the distinct smell of flowers.
Intriguing.
Do you think Parsons will be interested?
No.
No.
All right.
Give me the details.
The owner of the Hawkins Steelworks reported an explosion at his factory that killed 2 of his workers. He says he's been getting several threatening letters about his current project.
And so he suspects someone has sabotaged the operation?
Yes. Do you think Parsons will be interested?
No, actually not that one.
No.
I'm gonna do
All
the
right.
first one.
Tell me.
And do you think Parsons?
Sounds good.
All right. I'll send out the report.
Okay, and
Any updates on the Harris baby?
He's back home and doing well, thanks to you.
I'm glad to hear it.
You did an impressive job. I admit I was a bit concerned about how you'd fare after months of taking it easy. But I suppose detective work is like riding a bicycle.
It's a guaranteed way to end up with a broken arm.
Have a moment to go.
I'm afraid you're on your own this time, Fordham. The walls have ears around here. If they find out I'm helping you, it won't end well for either of us.
okay.
Understood.
I'll still be here when you've solved it.
That's it for now.
Better get back to it then.
All right. So I think I got the right case because the explosion I don't think is gonna do very well. But let's go to the stripper club and we'll see what's happening here. And just give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna grab a drink and I'll be right back. And welcome back, Tumblr, and welcome back to me. Good timing. I went out and grabbed myself a cup of coffee, so I'm back now. We have a woman sitting here
These are
getting
all
hammered.
high-end foo-foo liqueurs and cordials. You couldn't pay me to drink that rubbish.
Foo-foo.
Bridge to Lyon overlooking the House of Parliament. I suppose that seeing that helps the patrons of this club put on airs.
Mm-hmm.
That painting depicts a hand dropping a bunch of blood-soaked silver coins into another hand. Definitely sets the bar for the type of people who come here, I'd say.
Wow. Yeah, I got myself a Southern Pecan coffee.
These are all high.
And let's talk to her.
Excuse me, miss?
Oh, well, hello there, handsome. Care to join me for a drink?
I don't know.
Thank you, but I'm on duty.
On duty?
Yes.
What are you, a cop?
Force of habit. I'm a private investigator, actually.
Oh, not much better, if you ask me.
The name's Miles Fordham, and you are?
Charlotte Robineau.
Hello,
Pleasure.
Charlotte.
Would you mind if I asked you a few questions?
I suppose not. It would help pass the time.
Put my hand up your skirt if you want. Grand Dame's ball. Hazelnut coffee. Delicious.
Were you here for the Grand Dame's ball the other night?
Of course, we all were. Well, except for Laura. Terrible business.
You mean Laura Dupre?
The very same. Have you met?
I have. In fact, I investigated her attempted murder.
Is that right? I heard it was some voodoo practicing half-breed that did it. Terrible to think there are so many people out there with such hate and resentment in their hearts.
I agree. Indubitably.
Do you know Desiree Lathan?
I knew her, yes.
When did you last speak to her?
Oh, it's been ages. She and I haven't had much to do with each other for a while.
Why is that?
It's really not important. We just didn't see eye to eye on a few things.
Oh.
Was she at the Grand Dame's ball?
Yes, she was. Drinking up a storm as usual. Desi really knew how to enjoy herself.
How much did she drink?
Oh, I don't know. She used to outmatch me, and I can handle quite a bit.
I can tell.
Tell me a little about yourself.
Why, Mr. Fordham, I hardly know you. Well, that said, I'm always open to making new friends.
By the way, close your legs, please.
Ooh, watch out, Miles. I think she's getting ready to pounce.
Can I just say you've got the most radiant smile I've ever seen?
Oh, why, that's very sweet of you, Mr. Fordham.
Oh.
It's true. Not many women your age still have all their teeth intact.
I beg your pardon.
I didn't know you were such a master of the high kick, Miles. You got your foot in your mouth in record time.
I just meant... You know what? Never mind. I must compliment...
Oh, how sweet of you to say. Though it is getting a bit ragged. I'm having it done this afternoon, in fact. My girl Adelaide is a treasure.
You don't say. Well, she must be talented to improve on near perfection.
Oh, such a flattering tongue, Mr. Fordham.
Yeah, baby.
You've really got a great sense of fashion and style. All the other Grand Dames must be jealous.
Oh, you.
What can you tell me about Desiree's death?
Just what I've read in the papers. She burned to death. It's horrible. She certainly didn't deserve to die in such a gruesome way.
Did she have any enemies? Anyone who might have wanted to do her harm?
No. Everyone loved her.
Except
you.
Mr. Fordham, I said we haven't had much to do with each other. That doesn't mean I didn't care for her. Now please, let's drop the subject.
Thanks for your time. I'll let you get back to your drink.
Thanks, sweetheart.
And I'll be at the back dropping my pants if you want to mute me. What? I think we're done here.
Nobody's bothered clearing this table yet, it seems. Well, if no one's cleaned up, you might as well do them the favor.
Okay. An unwashed mug from the Gascone Stripper Club. It still has traces of liquid at the bottom. Really? Okay, investigate Desiree's apartment, investigate the stripper club, find a way to get Officer Parsons to leave the crime scene.
These are all...
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else we can do here.
I may have more...
I can...
Alright, let's go back to the crime scene. And see if Numbnuts is gone. Son of a...
Damn, looks like Parsons didn't take the bait. He must not have considered that case enough to prove himself to Snelling.
Okay, the only one I can think of is the one at the docks.
Got a moment?
All right, these are... A woman in Chumley reported hearing a single gun. There was a deadly and that's... Any of those...
Let's hear about.
Ethel, she's when she. Do
Intriguing.
you think part?
Yes.
Sounds good.
All right, better get.
I'm out. Dude. Here. He's out.
Looks like Parsons took the bait. Now maybe we can finally have a look around the crime scene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's check out the books. Books always
Judging
say
by these
things.
books, let's just.
Yeah, okay. Maybe not.
Begging your pardon, officer.
Yes.
Okay. Started talking to this guy here.
Do you enjoy working with Officer Parsons?
If I'm being honest, he can be a bit much sometimes.
Trust me, you're not the only one who feels that way. I didn't have much interaction with him when I was a detective, but the few times I did weren't very pleasant.
I could tell he doesn't seem to care much for you.
Nope.
Although I don't think he cares much for anyone except the chief. And that's only because he's the one who gives out the promotions.
What was Chief Snelling doing here?
He was inspecting the crime scene.
Yes, but why was he involved? Is there something special about it that would require the chief of police to look into it?
Well, someone thought it might be related to the big case we're not supposed to talk about.
Oh, the big
You mean the mass murderer?
Yes, sir. I could see why the chief is upset that the news has gotten out.
And is it related?
No, I don't believe so. But the news reports have been getting the public on edge.
Of course. The less information there is, the easier it is for rumors to start spreading.
Got that right.
Exactly. Chief Snelling has a lot of fires to put out.
If that's the case, it's too bad he didn't get to Miss Lathan in time.
Oh, dude. Too soon. Too soon. She just burned to death last night. Holy crap, dude.
Is there anything you can tell me about Desiree Lathan?
I couldn't really say.
Come now, I'm trying to help this investigation. Any small detail would be useful.
Well, I haven't really looked over the crime scene too much. It's rather gruesome, you see.
Is the body still here?
Yes. What's left of it, at any rate. Miss Lathan was only identified by the tattoo on her foot.
I see. Has there been much progress here?
Snelling and Parsons examined the scene, that's all I know.
Do you think I might have a look, now that the initial investigation's been conducted?
I'm afraid that's out of the question, sir. I have my orders.
Rules. There may be something that was overlooked. I promise I won't take long at all.
Officer Kane, I'm trying to aid this investigation. There may have been something overlooked by the others.
If Parsons were to catch you, my career would be over.
Trust me, he won't be back for some time. I swear on my honor as a former member of the New Bretagne police.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Officer Kane.
Oops,
I promise this will stay between us.
I just love rookie officers. They're so gullible. I once got one to shine my shoes for a week after convincing him it was department policy. Good times.
Thanks for your time, officer.
Not a problem.
Not a problem. I like that guy. I like the cut of his jib. All right, let's go see the burnt body. Oh.
That's certainly a pungent aroma. I can see why the officer stuck to the living room.
Yeah.
Surprisingly modest quarters for a grande dame. You'd never guess she could buy out the likes of you and me 1,000 times over.
Go for the garbage can.
Some crumpled up letters. They look to be of the romantic variety.
Oh.
They're from the same person. One Peter Andrews.
It's always sad to see a case of unrequited love. I'm
Yep.
thinking we should find out who this Peter Andrews is.
I
Good
agree.
idea. Now, are you finally willing to admit that looking through rubbish does yield results sometimes?
Fine, you win. But I don't think I envy your prize.
All right, I offer you my heart, so I'm sadly unable to offer you my hand. Oh, the circumstances are different. Life both so cruel. Remain faithful. Blah blah blah.
It looks as though Miss Lathan was in the middle of writing something.
It's an article for Brentwell magazine.
Ah, we're all familiar with the idea of
Igniting
an
the
inner
fires
fire.
within.
Whoa.
A bit on the nose, wouldn't you say? Classic Brentwell. They have a reputation for making their writers go to extremes for their articles, all for the sake of entertainment.
Perhaps we should pay their offices a visit, see exactly what it was Miss Lathan was doing for them.
That's messed up.
Doesn't look as though this fireplace has been used in a long time. I suppose we can rule it out as the source.
Ash pile. Would you call me? Shows like Candace Bergen.
It's a nice portrait of Miss Lathan. Too bad it was damaged by the fire. The area where the artist's signature should be has been singed and is unreadable. Too bad.
But the date is still legible. It's from this year.
Okay.
Looks like this one barely managed to survive. Pity. It looked like a nice work of art. The flames must have been fairly high to be able to stain the ceiling like that.
That's what I'm thinking. Okay, check the nightstand.
There's a letter in here.
Oh. Dear Miss Latham, this letter is to inform you that we have received
This
a
just
request
keeps
to make
getting more
changes
and more
to the
interesting.
beneficiary
The law
indicated
firm
your
of
last
Usher
will
and
and
Price
testament.
isn't too far from here. I think it's definitely worth paying him a little visit.
Okay, so she changed her beneficiary in the last will and testament.
Odd. Another pile of ashes under the bed. Looks as though whatever she kept underneath got burned too. Or it could be that whatever was under the bed is what caught fire in the first place. Although, there's no evidence of what started it. All that's left is a small piece of cloth. Might as well take it.
I agree. Okay.
The cloth appears to have some oily residue on it. Interesting.
Crispy.
Ashes to ashes and all that. I'm glad I was buried. Cremation always seemed a bit too hot to handle.
Now's not the time for jokes, Bill.
Are you serious? Death is the best time for jokes. Otherwise, it's all just a bunch of boo-hoo-hoo this and wah-wah-wah that. And trust me, there's plenty of that in life. Hell, you'd know better than anyone.
Bill's
All
awesome.
right, just shut it for a bit while I look over the crime scene, would you? I need to concentrate.
This one's clean. Well, aside from the fact that the rest of the leg is burned off. There's a tattoo on her ankle. It says, "Dancing through life." Hate to break it to her, but that dance is over. Ugh, greasy, fetid, stinking ashes. Who knew the human body was capable of producing such a disgusting byproduct?
I'm surprised the coroner hasn't taken the body away yet.
Probably because there isn't much of a body left to take. Either that or Dr. Edwards knows better than to deal with something like this.
That's extremely unlike him. He'd jump at the chance to examine this body. Perhaps we should allow him the pleasure.
I hope you're not suggesting what I think you're suggesting. I don't think Desiree will be able to give us a hand with this investigation.
Bill?
Jeez.
What? I thought it was funny. Alas, poor Desiree, a woman of infinite riches, of tastes most fancy. Well, where's all your money now? Come to think of it, that question might be worth answering.
Yep.
Oh, Miles, really? You're going to carry the ashes around in a pewter mug?
It's vital to the investigation that we find out exactly what happened to the body. If anyone can tell us for certain, it's Dr. Edwards.
Fair enough. I suppose this isn't the most unpleasant thing you've carried around before. Remember that time we had to go looking for that murder victim's missing head?
I'd really rather not, actually.
All right, so we got her ashes in her cup.
I don't think there's much... I don't think that's...
Bill?
What? There's a tit. This one's...
Yeah, I think that's it. Okay.
As much as I like this painting, this isn't the time for art appreciation.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else we could do here.
That's a nice portrait. The air...
But the date is...
All right, let's go.
Was there someone else in the room just now? I thought I heard you talking.
Oh, no. It's just sometimes I think aloud when investigating crime scenes.
I see.
Good save. We don't need any more police officers thinking you're insane.
Ugh. The smell from the bedroom is getting worse. I don't know how much longer I can stand it.
Nothing new to...
Okay. And we already did the letter.
Judging by these... Judging by... Definitely... Yeah.
Okay.
An invitation...
Let's go. So, we have Usher and Price, and then we have the Brentwell magazine. And Brentwell was the first one, so we'll go there. Talk to Hugh Hefner.
Ah, hello there. Are you here to drop off an article?
Sure.
No, actually, I'm a private investigator. The name's Miles Fordham.
How exciting. You must have so many interesting stories.
You could say that, yes.
Please, come in, come in. I'm Alan Brentwell, owner and publisher of Brentwell magazine.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Goodness, what a stench! When did you last wash?
Oh, that? No, I've just got these ashes of a burned woman in my coat.
I see. I'm sure you've got your reasons for doing so. If you'd ever like to write an article about the experience, I'll be glad to take a look at it.
All right.
Confessions of a Steam Addict by Ezra Bartley. I think I'm better off not knowing.
Yeah, I think so too.
For Whom the Bell Almost Tolled by Suki Snobs. Fascinating stuff. For the publisher of a sensationalist rag, Brentwell is awfully well read. Assuming he actually has read all those books, of course. Empty. Too bad.
Yeah.
I can only begin to imagine how many lurid and salacious articles are kept in those cabinets. I can only be...
I think that is all we can do for right now. So I'm going to call the episode here. Everybody on YouTube, thank you so very much for watching. Everybody on Twitch, hang out for a second. I'll be right back. And thank you again for watching. Take care.